include more of chin raising. The other way, yeah. Aloha from Hawaii, from the island of Kauai, Tibetan Buddhist Dharma Center and Healing Center. Kagyu Tupten Choling, I'm Lama Tashi. We hold this class every Thursday night, 6 to 8. And tonight's class will be on the ture practice using the text and explaining the 5 turas, which are part of the practice, and explaining the 21 ture application, which is all about the qualities that develop from the ture practice. And also we're going to do the 3 lights meditation, which is excellent for new practitioners, starting meditators, and one of the 5 element meditation practices. When we do these practices, we are connecting to our own inner nature, which is, everybody has this nature, but sentient beings don't know how to use it. They connect to it, but they don't know its usefulness. They don't know its application. So Tibetan Buddhism, or what's called shamanistic Lamaism, is not a religion in the respect of escaping samsara, which is this world of emotional involvement and judgment. This is about changing your view towards what we call selfishness or egocentric awareness to a more appropriate view of what is called altruistic awareness. And to explain what this is, I'm going to read from Lama Rinpoche's book, The Story of All of Us. I'm going to read the first part of the first page, and then I'm going to read part of the last page, because this puts it in perspective. First of all, what is enlightenment? What is this path that we have, that we call Tibetan Buddhist meditation? The path of enlightenment has a similarity to a path that might be followed when walking through a beautiful range of mountains. During the journey, we arrive at many places that are quiet at night, but we want to reach our destination. So this path is about reaching the destination. The Buddhist path of enlightenment is the awakening of a clear realization of the true nature of one's mind. Enlightenment also gives a full understanding of both the positive and negative causes of the cycle of life in this world and future lives. To attain enlightenment, we want to find out what are the causes of suffering and how to eliminate them. And then in their place, establish the causes of happiness and establish them in a way that they don't go away. When these things are accomplished, we are called what is termed enlightenment. Then on the very last page, it says, when we begin to practice Dharma, the first thing we do is look closely at our attitudes and inclinations, both negative and positive. We do this so we can try to form new mental habits that will make our daily activities more positive and improve our future. Our daily habits are usually very strong and deeply ingrained, and we usually have difficulty admitting to ourselves that we have some things that could stand improvement. If we can develop and keep a daily practice, we will begin to see our inner motives and inclinations that cause us so much trouble or can cause us to have a perfectly happy, useful life. One important practice that is used to change our mental attitudes from thinking only about ourselves is to think of others, and this is accomplished through the benefits and practice of what we call the 6 disciplines of the Bodhisattva. The final discipline of those 6 is the dedication practice. When we do this, we are dedicating whatever we accomplish as positive or any form of true realization of our natural state to the benefit of all other sentient beings, which are all the humans, all the animals, and all the spirits in the entire universe. The purpose of the dedication of these spiritual practices that we do and accomplish is to shift thoughts from the intense concentration to a more relaxed, peaceful awareness of what is around us and what is of great benefit. This is the beginning of the growth of what we call loving kindness. It is the antidote to all negative afflictions, all the negative spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical problems. So, to make enlightenment understandable in a word, the word is loving kindness. The nature of spiritual growth is to work purifying our minds and not to blame others for our problems. Our human life is a good opportunity for spiritual growth and development. If we are working on a spiritual growth, we are not wasting our precious human birth. So that's the very last page of Lama Rinpoche's book. Everything in between is a guide to answer most of your questions about whatever practice in this oral tradition the Lamas are passing on to us. But most importantly, keep in mind that this idea of loving kindness is first of all applied to ourselves, but not in a selfish way. In a way that we know that we have this precious human birth and should use it to benefit other beings in our environment. The second most important thing is to know that whatever we say, think, and do now affects not only our present situation, but our future and our future life. When entering into this path of spiritual practice, it's good to remember that everything is impermanent, especially our own lives. And so we should practice now before it is too late, because we really don't know what's coming first, the next breath or the next life. And all of this tonight that we're going to do puts it in a perspective that comes from your natural mind, not your drama mind. So that is the purpose of this class. To start, we are going to take refuge. And we have these refuge sheets. They are probably not perfect, and a lot of texts say the refuge in a little different way. But understanding that the 6 refuges, all of them are Buddhism, but only 3 of them are Tibetan Buddhism. The Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha, that's the Buddhist teachings and the people who teach and practice, that's all Buddhas. But in Tibetan Buddhism, we must accept the Lama as a perfect guide. And the Lama is actually established because of our own true nature, projecting that individual or group, because there's many Lamas, as how to do these practices and accomplish realization, and in the process become a loving, kind, considerate human being. So we're going to start with the altruistic motivation, and I'll chant it first in Sanskrit. Dang Jowa Nangge Dadang Yambe Semchen Danche Dudine Junte Jisi Jiangchu Ningpo Lachi Bibardu. In the refuge prayer, Alden Lama Dampa Namlam Chachu Chiyo Yedan Shokor Gilanso Namla Chachu Chiyo Tanje Chon Dende Namla Chachu Chiyo Dampe Chur Namla Chachu Chiyo Kalpe Gandun Namla Chachu Chiyo Kawo Kandro Chokyum Sume Sho Yeshiki Shendang Genpa Namla Chachu Chiyo Sanjay Chodang Joki Chodang Jangchu Pardu Dagi Chachu Chi Dagi Chenso Chi Pe Sonam Ki Chola Penjur Sanjay Yukan. All of the Sanskrit languages to communicate these three: the altruistic motivation to bring all beings to realize who they are, the 6 refuges, which are the support of all of our practices, and the 6 disciplines of the Bodhisattva path, which is called the Bodhicitta prayer. So we'll say these in our language, English, American. In order to attain enlightenment for ourselves and limitless sentient beings, our mothers, we now all together take refuge and, when possible, offer prostration. We go for refuge to all glorious holy lamas. We go for refuge to all the idams who are the deities gathered in our mandala. We go for refuge to all the Buddhas, those who have conquered the mind and gone beyond. We go for refuge to all this supreme Dharma. We go for refuge to all the noble Sangha, and we go for refuge to all Dakas and Dakinis. These are the protectors and defenders of the Dharma. All of these possess the eye of transcending awareness. To the Buddha, Dharma, and this supreme assembly, we go for refuge until enlightenment. May I, through merit gained from practicing the 6 perfections, accomplish Buddhahood for the sake of all beings. And a person asked me today, what does Dharma translate? What does this mean? It means wisdom. Da is the second word of Buddha. Ma means the mother. And so what is the mother of all that we sense and think about is the Ma, the mother. That's the patterning. And this patterning applies to the 5 sensual perceptions and how we respond to them with our mind. They also, Ma is all of what our senses are connecting to our world. And it has 5 flavors: earth, water, fire, air, and space. So that's the mother. Now those 5 flavors, or elements as they're called, make everything, construct everything. But what is the projection of this everything? Well, of course, our sensual perceptions and connecting to them, but how do we interpret everything? That's our mind. So in reality, our mind is projecting everything that we sense. And that's a very powerful realization. And if you accept that realization, then you accept responsibility for yourself, because you're made of everything. And everything and everybody that you are thinking about or connecting to through your senses in this universe are interconnected to you. They're your support. But more importantly, in Tibetan Buddhism, they're your reason for doing these practices. Yes, it's all about you, but ultimately, it's all about everybody else and our environment. So keep that thought in mind when you do these practices. And we're going to start, of course, with the sixth discipline of the Bodhisattva path, which is called meditative focus, single-pointed concentration, or very simply in a word, meditation. Back straight, eyes in front, mouth closed. When you put your eyes in front, simply lock your gaze into the space and light about arm's length in front. Mouth closed to start with, hands in a comfortable position on your knees or in your lap. Sitting on a chair or a cushion, head slightly tilted forward. With these mudras or positions, you are ready to meditate. To do that, simply bring your focus, your awareness to your breath. Follow the inhale of the air into your lungs and the exhale of the air out your nose. Keep your focus in the thought of the air entering and leaving. To increase the power of your focus and your mental application of the air, imagine the air that you are inhaling as white light and entering into your lungs and filling them completely. As this takes place, extend your diaphragm. When the diaphragm is fully extended, then visualize the air changing into the energy that enhances your entire body as red light. Supports your life force. Then exhale, and as you exhale, contract the diaphragm and visualize the air exiting your nose, or in some cases the mouth, as blue light going everywhere as a healing breath. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The energy absorbed through your body, red light. Visualize red light through every cell in your body, like a flash of energy. These two together exhaled out the nose as a healing breath to enhance your world. With this three lights meditation, you are perfectly practicing loving kindness for yourselves and everybody throughout space. By keeping your focus and imagination together, you gradually withdraw your attention, your awareness from worldly activities and settle into a space of peace and tranquility. This becomes the basis for all accomplishments of all of these practices that we do. The awareness and the clarity is in the light that we are inhaling. The power of the healing energy is its red light passing through our body. And the compassion or result of these two coming together is the benefit, fulfilling our intention to bring all sentient beings to enlightenment. Then when we have fully established through this three-light practice the basis of calm abiding, without distraction, take your mind off of the breath, of following the breath, and mentally bring the three lights into a center of your chest, creating a bindu, an energy chakra point, center. And in this way, you connect to the infinite potential of the light force of the universe as light pervading the totality of boundless space. This basis of space of light, using this technique of this tigli or bindu in the center of the heart, creates a mind of all-pervasive awareness. This vehicle is our natural mind. It is called the Dharmakaya. Then with this single point, with our focus and our mental capability, our imagination, expand that point into a small sphere of clear light, and in that way you enter into the application of our natural world. Then with your imagination, expand this small sphere, and as it expands, gradually see it change into a half sphere of green light. This is one of the 5 elements application, and we label this small sphere, half sphere of green light, like a bowl with the lid, right in the center of our heart chakra, as air. The elements cannot be separate, but for healing purposes we do this. And so tonight we are using the application of this air element for healing. To do that, visualize it to move out in front of your body and up before your eyes, 2 feet in front. Imagine or see it there. Then this natural energy, which is all-pervasive like your Dharmakaya, mind, is now focused through your eyes, and it affects the patterning internally of your entire body. This is where the healing of the elements is most useful, mentally and physically. Then keeping your focus on this symbol, imagine it to grow in size, expand to a large room of the same shape so that you can visualize your body sitting inside. We are doing this psychically with our imagination, the power of our mental projecting mind. If it was actually a physical room structure, it would greatly affect our emotional disposition in a positive manner. But just this mental projection is appropriate. Then improve the healing qualities and power of this application of healing energy by imagining this half sphere of green light to grow inside, to completely envelop this island of Kauai or wherever you live, whichever island, town, or area, as inside. Say 20 or 30 miles in diameter, all of that area inside. Then expanded in size to completely enclose Mother Earth, including her atmosphere of air, inside this half sphere of green light. Then expand it in size to completely enclose our solar system. All the planets and the sun. Then expand your area of responsibility by completely enclosing our spiral galaxy. They say dish-shaped spiral galaxy. Then expand this healing symbol till it completely merges with our entire world of light throughout boundless space. At this point, relax. It's beyond conception, so no meditation is necessary. Relax in the all-pervasive nature of your own mind. which includes everything and everyone. There is no such thing as separation. Having increased your capacity for your own mind in this way, reduce that capacity by again imagining the healing element of air as a half-sphere of green light enclosing just our galaxy. Reduce it in size to just enclosing our solar system. Step by step, stage by stage, reduce it in size to just enclosing our planet, Mother Earth. And smaller yet, our neighborhood, island, town, or area where we live inside. Then tinier and tinier till it just encloses your body. Take the full force of this meditation of healing energy into your own physical situation. The entire life force support of this universe is always available to you. Then return it to its original small size, 2 feet out in front of your eye. See it there. And imagine it to drop to chest level and into your heart chakra, your heart, mind, compassion, loving kindness, all of that. Then shrink it in size in stages or all at once until it again assumes a particle, the center of boundless space which has no center. And all the light and light forms throughout space as that one particle. Relax, no meditation. Keep to the present moment. Enjoy and live. Be aware and live. Then return with your awareness. Bring it to in front of your eyes and expand it into your place of practice. And know that this practice, the three lights, with this 5-element healing meditation, has been taught worldwide in universities and schools to children and adults. And some consider it very practical. Now in Tibetan Buddhism, what we just did is universal healing practice of many traditions. Taoism, Sufism, American Indianism, Hawaiianism, even Buddhism. And when we apply these elemental energies, they're applied as the mother principle. So we call this in Tibetan Buddhism the Dakini, which means powerful woman, powerful mother energy. And we assign these elemental healing sound energies, sound. And with these sounds, we're increasing the vibrational healing energy of these elements. So I want to explain this a little more in detail in Tibetan tradition, which is not just Tibetan. It actually is Chinese tradition, it's other, what we call societies, use the same system. But in ours, when we use the energy of the healing, for instance, the air, which we use tonight, which is this, I don't know if you can see this green half sphere, it is a vibratory sound that's been used for thousands of years in the Sanskrit tradition of LAM, L-A-M, which is actually two words. La, it is the energy of the
Yang.
Excuse me, Yang, Y-A-M. Ya is the energy of the air itself. The M is the Ma principle, mother principle. So we have this 5 elements. So tonight we use the Yang. In Tibetan, Sanskrit, it looks like a W with a dot over it. Okay? A funny looking W. So that'll give you some idea. And it is used in usually a green code color. So this is all a code. sometimes called an logarithm, which is very similar to what we do with light to create the energy for our toys, our computers, cell phones, TVs, and so forth. But this yam energy is universal and interconnected to the other four. So if I say earth energy used for healing, then we Tibetan Buddhists, have assigned a six-sided yellow or gold cube as the symbol. Usually as small as you can visualize it. They say no larger than your thumbnail. Some people have big thumbs, and that's pretty big. But that energy sound is LAM, L-A-M. And it is the basis of these elements. So now we have earth, water, fire, air, and space. So yam is the air, lam is the earth, mam is the water, which is a blue sphere. And if you want to use that color code with that sound, it looks like a 21 with a dot over it. The dot is the ma principle. Like that symbolizes that center point that we use in the 5 elements healing meditation. Ram is the fire, which is this red pyramid. And it looks like 2 lines connected with a center line and a dot over it. And then we have Bam, or Bam in Tibetan, because they don't have V in their Sanskrit code language. But it looks like a funny shaped square with a dot over it. Why are these sounds important is because they activate the Dakini energy by the vibration that we make with our voice, which is connecting to our internal makeup. Because the energy is brought in to make the sound with the air. Then coming back out creates an outer vibration. So we're not only connecting with these sounds inside, but also affecting the environment around us and the beings in that environment, mostly spirit. A few animals and humans, of course, but 99% of everything is spirit. And they are sentient beings. So the healing starts with this Dakini energy of these 5 elements used for healing, and they are added to the 5 elements breathing practice which we just did. So if we do that, then we have to upgrade the 3 lights meditation. So when we did the inhaling of the white light, which was visualized filling our lungs, we add the sound Om. Okay? And it looks like a 31 with a V and a dot over it, but that's the Sanskrit. It is a little bit like the Hindu one, but very different. Then the red light energy that passed through our body, we use the sound Ah. This is the sound of all energy, but specifically for the transformation of the air into a powerful force pervading our body for healing, or to support our life. And then the 2 energies, this Om and Ah, white and red light energy, and these vibrations out the nose or mouth, is to the benefit of all living beings to enhance their life force, their situation. And that sound is universal, and it actually is the sound Hum. And it's a stacked code sound. It has a line with a tilted letter 5 and a hook under it and a moon-shaped dot above it. But this, in our work tonight, we're going to take these 5 elements, these 5 sounds, and with the 3 lights meditation, establish the seed syllable for Tara, which is all 5 of these sounds in one, as TAM, T-A-M. And it looks like a letter 5 with a dot over it, and sometimes they put a little smiley under the dot. So this makes it very simple. This little question mark looking thing at the bottom is attached to all Sanskrit letters, and it is the basis of energy, which is light and space. It's called an achu. But if you don't see that, it's okay. And just this 5 with the dot over it becomes all 5 elements working as the Dakini energy of the Tara, which is over my left shoulder on the shrine. So now we'll start the practice. I gave this information to the Tara practitioners that do the 21 Tara practice here in Kauai, and I think they're going to be performing their 50 or 60 women 21 Tara dance practice out in Hyena this summer on Kauai. When you use this tom as the creation sound, it means that everything is in this sound. Everything outside has the elements that create the world. Everything inside is the wisdom of how those elements work mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually to bring one to maturity in the human condition. And that's Tara. That said, we're going to start the practice. Back straight, eyes in front, mouth closed, hands comfortable, head tilted. Breathe. Breathe the 3 lights. Inhale white light, fill your lungs. The red light energy pass through the body. Visualize. The combination of these 2 out the nose is the healing energy to space. Boom. So we take the white light coming in and attach the sound. Om. We hear that. Don't need to visualize it. Just imagine you hear it with the inhale of the white light into the lung. Om. The energy passing through your body, hear the sound ah. That's the power of this energy. Ah. These 2 together, the Om and the Ah, the white and the red out the nose is blue light. This compassionate application to all beings throughout space. Boom. Keeping your imagination and focus together, inhale white light here. Om. Energy light through the body here. Ah. Red light. Both together out the nose, blue light to space. Boom. All the lamas, all the deities, all the Buddhas operate with this code. of these three lights. They all are marked. Body, Om. Energy, Om. Effect, Om. Then take your focus off the breath and again bring the three lights, but this time also the three vibratory sounds into your heart center, all condensed into the particle. So you start with the Dharmakaya, the all-pervasive nature of light throughout space, as your foundation. And you hold your focus on that particle connecting as a metaphor to all the light throughout boundless space and life force, support, based on loving kindness and compassion. Then expand that point to again create this small sphere of energy, applying the all-pervasive nature of your mind to this entire universe and the beings in it. And keep this expansion of that sphere until it forms a five-colored sphere, which is the five elements together with the five necessary states of wisdom or awareness, all together in one five-colored sphere of light. Then you send these five-colored lights out to the Lama, who represents your own true nature. And his or her representation of human form sitting in front of you is connecting to all the lamas of all the lineages of this tradition, past and present. These, with their symbols of yidams and protectors, are in front of you either as the refuge tree, or you visualize them around you in space in large number. They accept your heartfelt light offering of devotion and return it into your heart center, into the sound TRAM. This is green colored inside the five-colored sphere, and you give it thickness, so it's 3D. Then the light from it goes out to all sentient beings, animals, humans, and spirits as your family, so that your healing energy of your body, speech, and mind is for them. The light is returned again into the tongue from every direction, and you become green Tara, which is all in one of the 21 Taras we use in our lineage. She has 2 arms. You visualize yourself as a hologram, so your ordinary body disappears, and in your place you use the Tara symbol. Young, beautiful, smiling, dressed in silks and jewels. 5-jewel crown is the 5 states of wisdom and awareness. Right leg extended, left leg pulled in the Bodhisattva posture. Right hand resting on the right knee, palm outward in the gesture of supreme giving. Left hand, thumb, and ring finger hold the stem of a lotus of compassion blooming by your left ear, which is the symbol of altruistic application of you as this Dakini, Tara, symbol. You are sitting on the sun, moon disk, and 32-petal lotus in the space of your mind, in the sky of your mind. And you project this symbol, Bodhisattva symbol of wisdom, power, and insight to your mother, who created you out of the element. She is life-size and the same symbol as you, facing you. Then you project it to your relatives, Father, all beings you have karma with this life. Friends, lovers, enemies, agitators. Then all the billions of human beings on the planet today. You start to fill your mind with space in the same way you did the 5 elements meditation. In stages. Then you include all of the infinite number of animals in the ocean and on the land and in your body. As Tara. And you increase this mandala of light and light beings till it fills the universe of spirit. Infinite spirits everywhere in our universe. With your mind fully filled in this way, the heart mantra appears around the creation sound of the green tong. The 10 syllables are Om in front, then clockwise, Tara, tutare, ture, svaha, we say in Tibetan, soha. And this becomes the compassion, power, and insight mantra of all of the 21 Tara, all your qualities arising from this practice. Om Tara, tutare, ture, soha. So you say that mantra, visualizing it, circling the tom and moving counterclockwise as you say it. And the energy of the tom and the mantra spread through your body and out. This healing direct energy in every direction, like our sun does our solar system. Then you visualize all the taras in your mandala, individually and collectively doing the same thing you are. Om Tara tutare ture soha. Om Tara tutare ture soha. Om Tara tutare ture soha. Om soha. Om tara tutare ture 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 soha.
Om Tara Tutare Ture Soha.
Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. Om tara tutare ture soha. So when doing the TAR practice, the 3 points of practice is the TRAM is your all-pervasive nature of your mind, creating this universe, and in this case, the mandala of the TAR. The mantra is the sound of the compassion, your application of loving kindness and altruistic compassion for every being, without any judgment, without good, bad, high, low, inside, outside, any of that. That is the compassion, power, and insight of all of the Bodhisattva symbols of Tibetan Buddhist practice, inseparable from the Lama, the outer Lama, and your inner true nature Lama. So if we say wisdom, compassion, and power, that is all the deities. And Tara is expressing this with the seesaw of Tom, which connects us to the outer world of the 5 elements. Ram, Lam, Vam, Yam, and Mam. Earth, water, fire, air, and space. But she benefits sentient beings with 20 additional qualities. So the 21st Tara is the Tara you are practicing. The qualities that arise from this are, first of all, protection, swift protection. This means swift accomplishment of antidotes to all poisons or affliction, all negative circumstances. So that's a quality that arises from the Dakini energy of compassion, power, and insight. And then this is applied creatively. So while we apply it, each one of us has our own meaning, our own propensities, our own abilities. So that's the creative wisdom, number 2. The third tar is impeccable virtue, means no intention of harmful speech, harmful activity, or harmful thinking. Number 3 is the tar of number 4 is the tar of being all victorious in accomplishing these qualities. And also wisdom, compassion, and power, which swiftly brings one to maturity. Tara is, number 5 is sublime intelligence, means you're connecting to your inner nature of how and why you are doing it. Tara is worthy of honor, means there's nothing higher than this application of the mother principle through the elements or through this practice. This practice is equal to all the 1,000 deities, male and female, used in Tibetan Buddhist shamanism, healing. Tara is invincible courage, means what's to fear? Abandon fear. Be fearless about everything you do, whatever you take on, whatever you are assigned, whatever practice you are using for healing yourself, others, and our world. Tara destroys negativity. That's applied on all levels, physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Tara is true refuge. Tara and the Lama are inseparable. All the idioms, deities of Tibetan Buddhism are the Lama. Joy, Tara is joy and laughter. This is a healing energy that's absolutely necessary. Bliss is the true nature of insight, wisdom, and voidness. Tara is distributor of wealth. Without that, how can you accomplish what you need? What is benefit to others? Tara is auspicious beauty. This means appearances are important. Conduct is important. So you act as the perfect mother. Tara is irresistible truth. There is nothing beyond the relative nature of your mind. It is absolute truth. Every being has it. Tara is ferocious compassion applied without judgment to every living being. Tara is supreme peace, which means beyond peace itself. The true nature of your mind, peace is only the basis. All of these 21 taras are the application. So when we use these 21 taras, we are acknowledging all of our human condition as being mature. Tara practice destroys attachment. Attachment is the cause of aversion, pride, jealousy, delusion, anxiety, and all forms of negative emotional disruption. Tara is triumph and joy, which is the ultimate nature of your mind, is bliss, beyond happiness. Tara is the transformation of all poisons or negativity. Tara is a remover of sadness and sorrow. They're the opposite of your happiness. Tara is radiant health. That's the purpose of all Tibetan Buddhist practices. Tara is complete enlightenment, which simply means you've reached a state of maturity called Buddhahood. So I'm reading these 21 qualities because we received for the first time the empowerment of the 21 taras from Kalu Yansi Rinpoche in Honolulu about a month or two ago. And with that, we've established that whenever you do whatever tara, green tar, white tar, yellow tar, blue tar, gold tar, whichever one you use, all of these qualities are developing through this practice. So again, you center yourself with the 5 positions. Know that the Om Ah Hum is marking your 3 places. They come together in your heart chakra, form the TRAM. The TRAM connects all the outer support. The outer support returns their energy into your TRAM. You become Tara. All beings you have in your mind are Tara. That's the mandala. And because of that, the heart mantra appeared. Om Tara tutare ture Om soha. 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 Soha means always expanding, everybody included. So that is the Hum. The water symbol is Mam, which is the base support of your body, which is mostly water. So with this universal symbol of the Mam, which is this round sphere of blue light, added to the mantra Om Tara tutare ture soha, you're connecting to your inner wisdom that everything is interconnected. There's no separation. There's no I, me, mine. There's no we. There's no you. It's all just one. That's why we call it a uni, which means one, verse, vibration. So we add the Mam and the Hum for healing purposes to the Tara mantra to make it more powerful, and in the process you change from the green Tara to blue Tara, and all the deities, yidams that you're using in your mandala are blue. The seed syllable is Mam, and you visualize that way. Om Tara tutare ture Om soha. Om interconnected. Om Tara tutare ture Om soha. 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 Now we're going to approach this 5 Tara meditation, connecting the 5 elements, just like we did the Mam with the Hum, to the 5 interconnected states of awareness that all sentient beings can enjoy. So knowing this interconnectedness is the Buddha field of one Aksobhaya Buddha, which is the Buddha directly behind me, and it is the antidote to anger. The next one is the green tar that we started with, using the seed soluble ah with, or yang with the seed soluble ah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yama.
in this practice, we're going to use yang and yama. So yang is the half sphere of green light as green tar, so all your deities will be green. The air element is the yang, and the healing energy of the body, and the is the interconnected state as everything equal. It's called one taste. So no high, no low, no supreme, no divine, no supernatural, none of that. And the air element is your life support. No air, no life. Om Tara Tutare Ture Yama Soha. 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 Now we're going to introduce the next tar is white tar, using the sea soluble for space, Vam, or Vam in Tibetan, which is located in directly connected to clarity, or combination of clarity and understanding that the true nature of mind is voidness, clear of any emotional components, any emotional predisposition or connection, and how to use that energy to benefit every living being in your environment. That's what we call the Om principle. Just like when we inhaled white light with the air, that was the Om principle. So Om and Vam added to the mantra. Vam is space. So your white Tara, all beings white Tara. Vam is your seed soluble, together with the Om in your mix. Add it to the mantra. Om Tara Tutare Ture. Om Soha. 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 And this gives you a clear defining point between the all-pervasive nature of your mind, called the Dharmakaya, and the energy of the Dakini of space. In this way, there is no separation between the outer world and the inner in the state of maturity. Then we move to the next healing application of the earth element, which is long, together with the seed soluble TRAM, which is this idea of equality applied to everything. When we say that, I mean 100% equal. all these five energies, inner energies, and all the five outer wisdoms equal. So if you have one, you have all five. That's the TRAM. The seed cell earth element is the basis of everything being equal and support. For instance, in our world, earth world, everything is supported by that. Om Tara Tutare Ture Long Cham Soha. 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 So the sea cells are gold, all your gold, yellow Tara, every being in your mandala, gold Tara. Om Tara Tutare Ture Long Cham Soha. 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 Then we enter into the light energy itself, fire. We say radiation, which is the application of light of everything that appears, is this dakini. Inside is every thought and the space where the thought arises from and goes back to. So this energy of the TRAM, of this energy is wrong, which is the sound or vibration of it. Then it connects to the inner energy of discerning awareness, that this light energy application, infinite light, is the power replacement for your drama mind's energy program. So you discern that. Then it is used to suppress all negative afflictions or spirit energy. So it has a dual application. So you become red Tara, the seed cell was wrong in your heart center. All sentient beings are red Tara. And you add these two sounds, wrong and free, to the mantra. Om Tara Tutare Ture Long Free Soha. 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 Now we're going to return to the what we call the karma family of being, what our Kagyu tradition uses as Tara, the green Tara, with the Yam and the seed cell Ah as how to activate with your body, speech, and mind all of what we just did. And we're going to use the seed cell Tom, where we're going to repeat the mantra Yam and Ah. Yam is air. Ah is the energy, action of the air. So green Tom, all beings green Tara, you and green Tara. Then say this mantra. Om Tara Tutare Ture Tam Ah So. Om Tara Tutare Ture Yam Soha. Om Tara Tutare Ture Yam Soha. Om Tara Tutare Ture Yam Soha. So I'm alternating. This is called the Ratna family of Amagat City. Each of these energy fields of the wisdom symbol is a Buddha energy field. They're inseparable, but we're activating them separately to generate what we call perfect realization in our endeavors to become mature Buddha. Om Tara Tutare Ture Yam Soha. 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 And if you're doing this application, receiving the empowerment of Tara, all 5 of these Taras and all the 21 Tara qualities are included in the empowerment. The empowerment is passed with the 3 sounds Om, Ah, Om, which accumulate into the sound Tam, which creates all 5 wisdom applications and all 5 elemental applications and brings out the qualities of all 21 towers based on compassion, power, and insight. And so the short mantra is used for the 111,111 recitation of the Tara practice. Om Tara Tutare Ture Soha. 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 Tara Tutare Ture Soha. Om 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 Tara Ture Soha. Om Tara Tutare 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 Ture Soha. Ture Soha. Om Tara Tutare 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 Ture Soha. Ture Soha. Om Tara Tutare 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 Ture Soha. All of this is included for healing practices in the creation stage of the cult of Tara, which is a book about this thing, or in any of the Tara practices or sutras, which are usually in Tibetan Sanskrit about this thing. So we've condensed all of this down into this more simple form for what we call purposeful healing, so that we not only can apply the elemental energies for healing like we did with the 5 elements practice, but we can increase the power of the healing by including the wisdom applications of these 5 Buddha fields. Om, Am, Om, TRAM, Kri, and all 5 together are Vajradhara, Vajrayogini, summed up in the sound of space, Vam, and Ham, voidness. Then we move into this state of pure realization. All of the, whichever practice of Tara we were doing, all of those Tara, infinite number, we visualize all of them merging into us as the central Tara. This Bodhisattva Dakini symbol of compassion, power, and insight. We say clarity, voidness, and bliss. Then that central Tara, which we've been visualizing, disappear it into whatever heart mantra you're using. Then the heart mantras, starting with the sound Om, all the syllables start to move into the creation sound Tam. Then that green syllable, surrounded with a 5-colored sphere of light, merges either into the particle or into the ultimate nature of the universe as boundless space. So it disappears. Either inside, outside, or just all at once. Your choice. And you rest in your own true nature of clear light in the present moment. No meditation, no judgment. Whatever arises is your true nature. So the practice is accomplished in two stages. The first part, which we did with all the seed cycles, mantra, and visualization, is called the creation stage. Disappearing all of that into your heart mind is called the accomplishment stage. When we do the accomplishment stage, we have three states of accomplishment. They're called bodhicitta. The first stage of accomplishment is you're reconnecting to your all-pervasive nature as infinite light throughout boundless space, and whatever arises, either outside or inside, as that nature. So that's called the ultimate bodhicitta. Then the second bodhicitta is the deity, inseparable from the Lama. So in this case, the deity was Tara. This is to train your mind to accept the reality that everything is illusory, that there is no such thing as past, future, or present, that there's no such thing as a separation between outside or inside. There's no high, there's no low, there's no good, there's no bad, there's no center, there's no opposite. Well, this is a relaxed state of ultimate awareness represented by the deity, the Yidam. Yidam, two words, means the function of voidness as an activity to restructure your mental process. Then the third bodhicitta is the activity of those two in a human being, man or woman, doing what the five elements and the five wisdoms together activate. So that's the effect. So those are the three bodhicittas. Now we condense those into two bodhicittas. One for self, as we all realize, all-pervasive nature, natural mind, and its application to all others. Those are called self and others bodhicitta. Bodhicitta means patterning of the natural mind. In the aspect of creation, everything is impermanent. So since we are a part of the creation, then accepting impermanence, we should remember these two bodhicittas when, at the moment of leaving the body, at the moment of the dying process kicking in towards that activity of leaving the body, and again in the next life, however that appears, either in the bardo of becoming or the bardo of rebirth. And this is how it states it. Let me constantly and continuously apply the five forces, which are the five wisdoms, in this life and in my future life. The force of impetus, the power of the activity of the two bodhicittas, are always in mind, those of voidness and those of compassion for others. The force of familiarization is maintaining this mindfulness of awareness and always having these two bodhicittas in the process of development and the realization of maturity. Number three, the force of the virtuous seeds planted in oneself, in one's faculties, and in others are always concentrated on virtue, which means positive, healing energy. Number four, the force of repudiating negative thoughts or ego cherishing. So the idea of a self is completely eliminated. Number five, the force of aspiration is always dedicating whatever you do in these virtuous actions to others. So I'm just reading you that as this book was assembled for the Tara Sangha, which is Prema Darshan is the leader. She lives on Maui, and we put this book together with the help of Mama Tenzin, Mama Kaisa Rinpoche, and other teachers as a guide, and it's got all the English and all of the Tibetan in it. And it shows the white Tara, the Tara of the space on one side, and Papa Sambhava with his consort Yeshe Soitno on the other. So it started here, and this is where we are. Now we dedicate the merit. Now in Lama Rinpoche's book, in the story of all of us, on the very last page, they have the shortest dedication of virtuous activity called merit. And it goes like this. By the application of this virtue, may I quickly realize the nature of the splendid accomplishment of the Lama, and so establish that very state in all beings without exception. I'll read it again. By this virtue, may I quickly realize the nature of the splendid accomplished Lama, and so establish it in that all beings in that very state without exception. The Lama Rinpoche's prayer, which he uses in his Dharma Center, goes like this. By this merit, may all beings gain omniscience and defeat all the enemies that harm them. Thus may they be liberated from this world, which is like an ocean disturbed by the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death. I dedicate all this virtuous activity as merit, that I may follow in the footsteps of the heroic Manjushri, who knows the truth of the essential nature of things and of the Buddha Kunto Zanpo. 2. Through this virtue may all beings gather the accumulations of merit and awareness, and by the blessing of the three bodies of the Buddha being accomplished, and by the blessing of the truth of the Dharma itself being unchanging, and by the blessing of the wishes of the Hasta Sangha being unwavering, may this and all dedication prayers be fulfilled. Kewa di yurdu chagya champa tu dirne, jola chinkin na lupa, Dei sawa goparsha, Tarje gusu mempai jemla na, Shoni major mempai jemla na, Yadu miche dupai jemla ki, Shita noma moma tu kwa. May all the lamas have long life, good health, happiness, and prosperity. May all their wishes be fulfilled. May all beings be happy, free of suffering, established in bliss and equanimity. Om, 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 Aim, Lam, Om. And Duchi Che, which means thank you, mahalo, and the low